Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/slash Tales from Tech Support. In today's episode, how did you get this number? You realize you are on call, right? I need a new mouse. Oh, 18 hours is too short notice? How about 4? IT support does not want to do IT support things. A dropped BlackBerry. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. How did you get this number? You realize you are on call, right? Despite almost doubling my rates for new clients, and that rate was not bargain basement either to begin with, the work keeps on coming in. I know this wave isn't going to last forever, so I'm taking full advantage of the shortage in the labor market while I can do so. This means an average work week for me in around 70 to 80 hours, but again, I'm getting paid by the hour, so I don't really care. It is pretty much sleep, eat, work, repeat. I'm starting to feel like Scrooge McDuck and his money bin with the good times rolling. I just need to make sure to put enough away so when the bottom falls out of this labor market and the leads dry up, I've got enough to go lean on for a while. Anyway, here is a quick one that I just experienced. Enjoy. The scene. Hey IT guy. When can you get to that new server we were talking about? The manager screamed over at me while I was tending to a network issue across the cubicle farm. Yeah, it is going to be sometime here, I say, looking at him annoyed. Well, I need it up by the weekend if possible. Feel free to do any of the work at night if that helps. Actually, it does. I might have some time this weekend. Who is my technical contact after hours? Great. We really need that up by Monday. If you have any hangups, just ping the on-call tech. They are usually around on the weekends anyhow. Saturday night. I remember when I used to have a social life and hated it when a job took me for weekend work. But that seems like ancient history here, approaching year 2 of a pandemic. Now a Saturday night is just like any other evening. This one though, I was about 4 cups of coffee in and knew sleep was not in the cards. So over to my client's office I go to finally tackle that server I had been promising him. Should be a 4 to 5 hour job to get it into production. Nothing special here. Just decommission the old one. Restore a backup. Optimize some stuff. And boom, I should be done. Home by midnight. Client will be happy and I'll get a few more hours to bill this week. First things first, I show up and go to the location where the server was supposed to be. It is just gone. I look around in all the usual places, nothing. Check the not so typical places where some of the in-house guys will put stuff, nothing. Stumped but not wanting to go home, I remember there is an on-call tech. I look through my email and see the announcement about who it is this weekend and give his number a call. Rings through to voicemail. Sounds like a personal phone number, so I leave a message. Call back time says 1 hour or less in the protocol, so I hunker down doing some odd tasks waiting for the return call. An hour later I don't have a call, so I ring the number again. Once more through to voicemail. I leave another message asking if this is not the right person to please let me know, but I have a job that needs to be finished tonight, so give me a call back ASAP. How did you get this number? I went to the bathroom and left my cell phone on a desk. When I come back there are 5 missed calls. Thinking something is wrong, I page through the call logs to see it is the same number 5 times in a row in about 7 minutes. So I give it a call back thinking it might be the on-call tech. First thing out the mouth of the guy who answers, how did you get this number? Taken aback. You called me 5 times in a row just now. No, I didn't. Put me on your do not call list. Hey look, you called me, figured it might be a return call for XXXXX company. I'm a contractor doing some work tonight. You just can't go calling people in the middle of the night because you want to work. According to the office email, you are the on-call tech. I told my boss I don't do call anymore. Well, tell that to the office admin who put down your name. The guy is clearly really annoyed, and this is a new client. I don't want to get a bad reputation, so I just try to make nice, but he would have none of it. You contractors are all the same. Blah 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 as he dumped on contractors for 5 minutes. Look guy, I just need to know where the server might be. Someone moved it today, and I would really like to just get it up tonight. This isn't why we have an on-call person on the weekends. It is for emergencies only, and you wanting to work ungodly hours on a Saturday night is not my emergency. At this point in time, I just want an exit strategy. Okay, got it. I'll just let my contact know that we couldn't locate the machine and see what he wants to do on Monday. Got that right, bud. Don't call me again unless there is an actual emergency. Click. Emailing the boss. As a consultant, I know it is best to keep everything in writing if at all possible, so I start an email to my contact, who is the site manager. Hey manager guy, I was at XXXXXX company just now to get that server deployed, and the physical machine is missing. I contacted the on-call tech. If you remember, you told me to reach out to them with any problems, to see if they had any insight into its location. Unfortunately, the interaction I had with him was less than positive, and I don't think I'll be able to locate the server to get it up by this weekend. Let's talk on Monday. Sincerely, IT guy. Figured that was about as diplomatic as I could put it, even though I was mildly annoyed to have wasted at least 2 to 3 hours that night with the whole drama. I didn't hear back for the rest of the weekend, but figured he might just be waiting until he saw me on Monday morning. Monday, bloody Monday. Turns out the site manager didn't email me because he was livid at the on-call tech. He and that guy had a history of duking it out over on-call assignments and other office-related politics. So, the manager was taking full advantage of this situation and set up the tech to be fired Monday morning. Apparently it was fireworks galore, but unfortunately I got there about 15 minutes after a few tables got flipped and the police had to be called. And also apparently everyone hated this guy for a long time. I wouldn't know why. Word got out that the tech was sacked mostly because I complained about him. Now I have people coming up to me thanking me profusely for getting rid of the guy like I actually fired him. It was an odd way to curry favor with a new client, but hey, if it gets me more work, I'll take it. Also, the random people treating me like some sort of hero, seeking me out to say thank you IT guy, is icing on the cake. I need a new mouse. I feel like this post will fit in the spirit of this sub, but if it doesn't quite qualify as tech support, I will remove. Backstory: once upon a time I worked at a big box electronics store, not the blue one, but fairly micro by comparison. Technically retail, but we were expected by the customers to be free tech support. One day, I came upon a lady amongst the wireless mice looking confused and holding a Ziploc baggie containing a wireless mouse. Cast. Sweet, but clueless, customer, SC. Me, hello, can I help you find anything? SC, yes, I need a new mouse, this one doesn't work. Gestures to bag. Noticing it looks like a relatively new basic Logitech. That's odd. Those tend to be mostly reliable, and it looks new. Perhaps the battery has come unseated? SC, no, I need one of these, pointing to a trackball mouse. Oh, you prefer a trackball? We have a few options. SC, no, one with one of these leans in closer to point at the USB dongle. Assuming she can't find the dongle hidden in the battery compartment. I see. This mouse does have one of those, it's in. SC, I found it and plugged it in, but it still doesn't work. That's odd. Did you get any message or hear a noise from your computer when you plugged it in? SC, I think it doesn't work because it's just paper. I'm sorry. SC, opens baggie to show me that she had painstakingly carved out the cardboard image of the USB dongle from the original mouse's packaging. Silence as I try very hard not to laugh. May I? She hands me the mouse, I open the battery compartment and show her the actual dongle. SC, goes beat red. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, 18 hours is too short notice? How about 4? Hi there. As they say, long-time lurker, first-time poster. I never really though I would have anything worth sharing here, as most of my experiences with foolish users or customers have generally been fairly mundane. And to be sure, even today's experience pales in comparison to many of the stories I have enjoyed here. But at long last, I think I finally have something at least worth ranting about. For context, I work in application support for some specialized enterprise software. I don't actually spend a whole lot of time interfacing directly with end users, but rather with the designated contacts at the client businesses who use our software. And as I'm sure you all know, some of those businesses seem to remain in operation in spite of themselves, you know the sort, cut corners on their own hardware, hire incompetent staff who can't find the start button without help. So at about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a ticket comes in from this customer. They want after-hours support from us to work with them when they plan to reboot server of theirs which needs to communicate with our software. When do they want to do this? Tomorrow, Saturday morning. By SLA we require at least one full business day notice for a request like that, and because of the time difference, most of the group that I work with is in Europe. All of the people who would be involved in such a thing ended their workday hours earlier. And that's what I told the customer, asking them to postpone the reboot until it can be properly coordinated with our team. So what do? At 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, they submit a new ticket with the same request, but for a new time. And surely that new time must be for some night next week, or even the next weekend, right? Oh no, most certainly not. Now they want to schedule it for 10:30 p.m. tonight. My shift ended at 6 p.m., and I only even saw the stupid ticket because I was finishing some emails to help them out with their actual problem that I spent all afternoon working on. F***M. IT support does not want to do IT support things. The company I work for feels like heaven compared to some of the companies I hear about here, so this little story is probably not as interesting, but it did put a smile on my face. I receive a ticket asking us to create Jira accounts for 2 users. I could do this manually, but a couple months back someone made an Active Directory group that automates the process. Only IT support has permissions to manage this AD. I've done a couple of these, but this time I just thought, hey, there is a quicker and easier way for someone else to do this, why should I bother with it? So I reassigned the ticket to IT support with a comment, please add the user to Jira XX access group as we lack the necessary permissions to do so. 2 minutes later, the ticket comes back. Of course, I expected this to happen, so I assign it back to IT support with another comment. As I mentioned below, we do not have sufficient permissions to add this role to the users, which is why I am reassigning the ticket to your group. 1 minute later, ticket comes back again, this time with a comment from IT support. Passing the incident to XXL3 as per the exception list. Okay, now I am amused that someone just refuses to do a task that takes 2 minutes because it is supposed to be on their exception list, even though it is a task handled by their department, but I still refuse to budge, so I send a request email to the IT support mail address, which creates a new ticket for them. Not 5 minutes later I get an email notification. Your incident INCXXX has been resolved, add users to groups. This little interaction made my day a little brighter. Let us see how it goes next time. A dropped BlackBerry. Before becoming an IT manager, before qualifying as an IT architect, before becoming service desk lead, your author was a standard old service desk engineer. Everyone has their best tale. You probably do. Mine was from 2012, and a chap called in about his BlackBerry Curve 9300. The Curve 9300 was a quite unlovely replacement for the Pearl, and replaced the ball with an annoying tiny touchpad thing, but they had 3G and could do Wi-Fi hotspot for free, which endeared them to us even as the bigwigs were getting iPhones and Androids. Anyhow, this guy had dropped his BlackBerry. I asked about the damage, mostly to check if I needed to advise about a punctured battery. He said he didn't know. Wait, what? Okay, what's it look like? He didn't know. What was he doing when he dropped it? I was 45 meters up a tower doing an insulation inspection. A tower is what the layman calls an electricity pylon, but strictly only the arms are pylons. Ah, that'll do it. The phone was knocked out of its belt holster and fell into a bog, where it presumably remains to this day. Some future archaeologist in the peat bogs of Wales will have a story to tell his grandkids.